The Marathon Joggler, everybody. Who else knows how to juggle here? Not me.
So easy.
It's so easy. Oh my gosh. Wait a second. Tell us how you learned to juggle, Michal.
Okay, I learned to juggle when I was about 10 years old, and I first learned, a friend of mine, or a friend of the family's who's a bit older than me, taught me how to juggle 2 balls in one hand, like this. Whoa! So I worked on that for a while, and then I taught myself to do 3, which is very similar, because you're just tossing a ball up and over to the other hand, and then back over to the other side, like that. So it's actually pretty easy. Yeah.
That is incredible. What's the longest you've ever juggled for?
So I have the world record for the longest distance running while juggling, and I ran 115 kilometers while juggling every step of the way, and it took me 17 hours. That's a long time.
17 hours! What's the longest anybody ran today? Who did a 2K? Yeah, how long did you run for?
1 hour.
For like an hour? Okay. So time's up by 17 and also juggle. Do you have a question for Michal? Do we have questions? Anyone with a question for Michal can come right on up. Come on up to the mic.
How do we know how long we ran?
How do you know how long you ran? If you were timed for 1 or 2, we'll get you your timer results. But do we have questions for Michal about his juggling, which is juggling and running? Anybody? Okay, so, oh yes, come on over.
Why did you want to learn how to juggle?
Why did you want to learn how to juggle?
That's a great question, and I think I was a bit bored, which is I think how a lot of people learn how to juggle. It was way back a long time ago, like just after the dinosaurs, I think, when there was no internet or anything. So I was kind of at home and had nothing else to do. So I thought, why don't I learn how to juggle? And I thought, well, people think that juggling is kind of useless, perhaps, because it doesn't really do anything. But I discovered that juggling is actually super fun, especially when you add running to it.
Ooh, lovely. Good question. Another question right over here.
How do you keep the balls from falling?
That's really the key of juggling, is essentially throwing stuff in the air without dropping it. But in order to learn how to juggle, you really have to be ready to drop a lot. And that teaches you that you have to keep going. You're going to make mistakes in life. You're going to drop a ball, and what you do is you just pick up the ball and you try again, and you keep going and trying until you get good enough that you hardly ever drop the ball.
So are you telling, yes, very good, let's applause for that. I love it. But does that mean that I should just keep working on my time machine until it finally sends us back instead of bringing dinosaurs here? Is that worth exploring?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Any other questions for Michal? What was the hardest race you ever ran and why?
Oh, I think the hardest race I ever ran was when I set the Guinness World Record for the fastest marathon while juggling in 2007. And I ran so fast that I ran a bit too fast. So by the end of it, when you're running that far and juggling, really the last thing you want to be doing is juggling. And so I was really struggling at the end. But then I kept going, and then I finished it and I broke the record, and then it felt great.
Oh, way to go! Applause for that! So when we're dealing with something hard, sometimes we can keep at it and we will break world records.
In your world record, did you ever drop the ball?
Did you ever drop the ball when you set your world record?
I did. I dropped the ball twice, and I dropped the ball at one of the 2 times was right before the finish line because I was very distracted. And but then a few years later, I did manage to run a marathon. I ran the Chicago Marathon without dropping a ball once in 2 hours and 55 minutes. So that was pretty cool.
Do you have a question?
Okay.
Wants to be? Oh, you learn to juggle and run marathons. Definitely come back.
Yeah.
Maybe be a dinosaur scientist. We'll get you right up here. I love it. Any other questions for Michal? Oh yeah? Do you have a question in the back? You can come right on up. Come on up so we can hear you and we can put it right in the mic. Oh, he says if he gets bigger, he wants to juggle.
All right, that's really great. I'm so happy to see that.
Love it. Okay, and so do you live here in Toronto, or do you just live all over the world and travel these marathons because you live in those cities? How does that work?
Well, I have traveled around a lot to run juggling marathons, but I live now in Port Hope, so just about an hour east of Toronto, but I was born and grew up in Toronto.
So what made you want to come to the Dino Run today?
Oh, well, because it's so fun.
Love it, love it. All right, and what is your next big goal as the joggler?
Oh, well, my next one, in 3 weeks, I'm running what's called a backyard ultra, where you just keep running around in a circle, kind of like the Dino Run, but it's 6.7 kilometers, and you just keep going every hour on the hour. So I'm going to be the first person in the world to ever do that while juggling, and I'm going to see how far I can go. If I can go for 24 hours, then that'll be 100 miles of juggling.
Hold on, 24 hours. Okay, who here has stayed up for 24 hours straight before? I'm not going to admit to that, okay? But hold on, how do you even stay awake and focused enough to run and juggle for 24 hours?
Just a lot of practice and some coffee.
Sort of the strategy of some of the adults here this morning, perhaps. All right.
Coffee? Did you just say coffee?
Oh, how do you drink coffee when you're juggling? Good question.
Yeah, so the rules of joggling, which is what it's called, joggling, like jogging and juggling, is you have to be juggling every step forward you take. So I'm allowed to stop like this, and then I can drink coffee or whatever I want, and then keep going up, pick up the balls again, and then keep going forward.
Whoa. Is there anything else that people don't know about joggling that could be really interesting, or you wish that we knew?
Oh, well, I think one thing is people think that if you drop a ball, you have to go back to the beginning again and start. Luckily, that's not the case. You can just pick it up and start from where the ball fell.
Oh, thank goodness.
How did they choose the name joggling?
There was a guy back in the 1970s who came up with the word joggling, and he was the inventor of the sport, basically. And he was running, or he called it jogging, and then he was juggling, and he thought to himself, well, what word would describe this best? And he came up with the word joggling, which I think is a great word.
Very cool. Do we have parents with any questions? I would like to know if right now I'm able to run a 10K race. It's okay time. But how do I go all the way to being able to run a marathon? How do I get strong enough for that?
Well, you are well on your way. If you can do 10K, a marathon is, yes, it's 4 times the distance, but you need to just keep practicing, training a little bit more each week and just build it up. And it does take a long time. It's like juggling. It takes some patience. So you need to keep kind of doing a little bit more each day or each week, and then just keep building from that. And that's what I did with juggling. I was dropping all the time. Then I got better at it. Just kept going and kept trying, learned new tricks. And that's what it's like going from a 10K to a marathon, too.
Do you have any tricks you can show us today?
I can try a few. I'm a little out of practice, but...
This is a surprise. This is unrehearsed. Oh my gosh, look at this! Yeah, let's give some applause for that. Amazing. I love it. You just pick it back up and you keep going. You keep practicing. Love it. Oh my gosh.
My question was actually from my uncle.
Oh, Bert, that's okay. Do you have another question? One final. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's all give Michal a big round of applause. Thank you so much for coming. And check out his success in 3 weeks at Ultra Marathon. Yay!